Welcome into this special webisode edition of Cuse Countdown, previewing Syracuse and Central Michigan alongside Andrew Scaglione and Marcus White. I'm Varun Raghupathi, and guys, Syracuse is 1-0 to Central Michigan's 2-0, but when you look at the Orange's schedule, we assumed pretty much that they were going to go 3-0 and have a pretty easy time with it, but then that didn't happen. The Villanova game, double overtime, and then Central Michigan thumps Purdue on the road, so two teams really kind of heading in opposite directions, so to speak, even though they're both undefeated. What do you make of it?
Well, it's the second time in 3 years that Central Michigan has gone on the road and beat a Big Ten opponent. Their offense is really clicking on all cylinders, and it's very important that Syracuse take this game as seriously as possible because you can't risk a 1-1 start when you really expect it to go 2-0.
And their defense has been great, too. That 4-2-5 is really shutting down the passing game of opponents.
And especially when you got teams like Louisville and Notre Dame coming up on the slate. Well, one guy is as serious as ever. Scott Shafer spoke earlier on Thursday about the team's bye week and just keeping it simple. Hear what he said.
Hopefully the little bit of time of preparation and that sort of thing could be beneficial. We got to be good on after a bye week this week. That's the key. The next one. This is the next one. We got to be ready to go. So don't overthink it. Go play football. They're good. They put on the shoes. They put on the cleats. It's football. At any time, we get our butts kicked, or we can kick their butts at any time. And let's focus on 5 seconds, 6-inch war, out toughen them. Simple as that.
All right, guys. Coach Shafer shooting straight from the hip as always. Marcus, what do you take away from his words?
I think he's absolutely right. I really think they needed this time off. If any team could have benefited from that first bye week at Syracuse, except maybe Cincinnati with 2 in a row. But Syracuse really needed the time off. Get Terrell Hunt reintegrated into the offense, and get Austin Wilson some reps too in case he has to go in again.
Yeah, very important bye week. You looked at it at the beginning of the season and said week 2, maybe not the best time to be off necessarily, but now going forward I think they'll gain a lot of momentum playing a bunch of back-to-back games, and it starts with Central Michigan.
Tougher game than many people thought it might be, and there's a lot of different variables to consider when Syracuse goes to Mount Pleasant. So guys, what's your X factor?
Well, Varun, for me it's got to be the play calling for Syracuse, and it's been really hard for them in the last few weeks getting the offense right. Terrell Hunt, someone who didn't really look great in week 1, and you have to fix it. You have to let him open it up a little with his legs and with his arm because he really developed the deep ball in the offseason.
Andrew, I'm going to go with the opposite side of the ball. I think it's Syracuse's run defense. Last week, they allowed their first 100-yard rusher since 2012. Ryan Nassib was on the team back then. That makes me feel old. But seriously, they really need to stop the running game of Central Michigan. Thomas Rawls is the top 15 rusher in the country. He's going to be one to watch out for.
Well, now that we have the X factors, let's get to prediction. Do they stop the run? Do they do well on offense? What do you think?
I don't think they stop the run. I say 27-20, Central Michigan improves to 3-0, and Syracuse drops to 1-1. It's really going to be a battle in the backfield if Prince Tyson Gully has a good game or if Thomas Rawls has a good game. And either way you look at it, it's a vital game for both teams to win. I just think Central Michigan's a little bit more well-balanced.
Andrew, I disagree with you there. I think Syracuse is going to win 34-24. I think the key this week is that Terrell Hunt is back in the offense. Last week against Villanova is a bit of an aberration. Without Terrell Hunt in the game, you can't really judge Syracuse's first-team offense. With him back in the swing, I think they're going to go back to that Texas Bowl form that closed out the season.
Well, we'll see Terrell Hunt's first full game, we hope. Syracuse taking on Central Michigan in Mount Pleasant. Game time, noon on Saturday. For all our coverage, log on to Twitter at CitrusTV Sports. You can follow us and check out all our content there, as well as other stuff at sportsblog.citrustv.net. For Andrew and Marcus, I'm Varun. Enjoy the game, folks.